Young Royals is, by all means, the next big thing on Netflix. The show was produced in Sweden, giving us a much different look and feel to many of Netflix's other series, which are often produced in the US and Canada. The show was an unexpected hit with young viewers, and fans are begging the network to bring it back for another season. Let's take a look at everything we know about Season 2 of Young Royals so far. Before we get started, be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos. Imagine mixing Elite and The Crown with Scam, the Nordic equivalent of Skins. I wouldn't have personally ever thought about doing such a thing, but that didn't stop Lisa Ambjorn and Lars Becking from creating Young Royals, Netflix's newest teen obsession. It works, and it is more addictive than you might imagine. Season 1 followed Prince Wilhelm's journey through his royal duties and his young love at Hillerska boarding school. The first season ended with Sweden's next king having to choose between his crown and his love of Simon, a fellow student from Sweden. Netflix has not yet confirmed that Young Royals will be returning for a second season, however, by royal decree, we've declared it. While we wait for news on the renewal, here are all the details about Young Royals Season 2. Netflix shows can take up to a year to produce a second season. However, Young Royals' first season was 6 episodes long. With no special effects, it's not surprising that new episodes will arrive before July 2022. This assumes the show is renewed. Netflix needs to make a decision quickly as the teens aren't getting younger, and it would be strange if they all seem to age rapidly in between seasons. However, it's safe to assume that Netflix will be releasing another exciting Young Royals season. We'll see Edvin Ryding as Prince Wilhelm returning to the show. Pernilla August, the mother of Wilhelm, Queen Christina, and Pernilla will be returning. Sarah will play Frida Argento, Nils will return from Samuel Astor, August will be played by Malt Gardiner, and Simon will play August. Not to be forgotten, Wilhelm's mother should return as Sarah Linda, Pernilla August, and Simon's mother. Ivar Forsling won't be returning now that Prince Eric has died as Wilhelm's younger brother. He might still be a supporting actor, however. Wilhelm and Simon's relationship soon fell apart after August saw the release of a sex tape featuring Wilhelm and Simon. Wilhelm tried to hide his involvement to protect his family, however, Simon was also deceived. Wilhelm asks Simon in the finale of Season 1 if they're able to continue being together secretly. Any more could cause damage to the crown's reputation. Simon decides that this is not enough and ends all relations between them. He thinks so as it becomes clear that the teens still have feelings for one another at the end. In Season 2, will Wilhelm still follow his mother's wishes? We doubt it. Simon and Wilhelm will still be seeing each other at Hillerska, so there will be plenty of tension in future episodes, assuming Simon can forgive Wilhelm for his actions. Season 2 of Young Royals will feature more conflict between duty, desire, and the fallout from August's betrayal. The head writer of the series, Lisa Ambjorn, spoke in an interview about her role in the series and about what emotions and topics she'd like to discuss in future seasons. The show obviously covers several highly controversial issues and heavily focuses on a homosexual young man who seems to be living in an increasingly intolerant world. When talking about this, Lisa said a Swedish critic wrote that they didn't understand what was at stake because Sweden is no longer super homophobic, which made me laugh. Low standards, much? My friends then joked about the fact that the only way straight people can enjoy a queer story and understand why it's hard to come out or live how you want to live in this world is if the character's life is being threatened. Sweden is in many ways a progressive society and loves to be perceived that way, but you can't forget that we're still a monarchy. And for example, we were the last country in Europe to stop the special treatment of nobles when it comes to the laws of inheritance. And you can just look at the statistics to confirm that people are still being subjected to discrimination and hate crimes. I want people to start questioning these things on a philosophical level. Can we call ourselves a democracy if we have a royal family? Are we equal as long as we do? I mean, it's literally about breeding new heirs to the throne. Should the royal house have to take a stand in questions regarding surrogacy or adoption? I think it would affect their future. If you've watched the show for any length of time, it won't be hard to pick up on the duality of many relationships in the series. For example, there's a firm line drawn between different members of different classes, the haves and have-nots, as well as the rich and poor. This is also true in deeper aspects of the show, such as homosexuals and heterosexuals. These themes run very deep. When asked if she felt as though it may be easier for some people to live their truth than others, Lisa said, "Neither of them is free, but for very different reasons. On an individual level, they can have very similar experiences, and that's what we show. But on a structural level, in society, Sarah and Simon have less power and means than the rest of them. So that's why Simon can be open about his sexuality, because let's face it, fewer people care and Wilhelm feels he can't. In the same way, they can all have prejudices against each other, but what Simon thinks of the nobles won't affect him in the same way as to how Wilhelm and others around him suggest will be affected by them. The show also focuses heavily on the less desirable parts of society, both physically and otherwise. The show spends a lot of time illustrating the lives, times, and struggles of people who live in less fortunate areas of the world. Lisa admitted that she could relate to these struggles on a very deep level, adding that she grew up in areas very similar to this. When speaking about these issues, as well as the unexpected relationship between Felice and Sarah, Lisa said, "They're both in a way in great need of one another. Felice, who is struggling with being put on a pedestal by her parents and friends, and Sarah has never experienced true friendship. Sarah enables Felice to start exploring what she actually wants instead of what she thinks she wants, and Felice gives Sarah the keys." It was important for me to show when we researched these schools in Sweden, a lot of the peoples, even the ones who hadn't been able, for example, to be open about their sexuality during their time in school, still would often speak about their time there with great affection. That's how complex these things are. And I could relate to that in the sense that I'm from and spent my time growing up in areas in Stockholm with a bad reputation. The place is sometimes referred to as no-go zones, which are not true obviously, and that while there were huge problems due to poverty and inequality, if someone from outside would come and point fingers, we would all unite and speak about everything we loved about our neighborhood. For a person like Sarah, Hillerska, with its clear rules and structure, where no one pretends that there isn't a hierarchical order between students themselves or students and teachers and so on, makes her more comfortable and she can flourish. While Simon has the opposite experience. So far, this is all the information we have about the new season of Young Royals. Netflix always seems to keep things under wraps until the last moment, so it seems unlikely we'll hear more about this series any day soon. For the most part, Netflix has a pretty solid track record of releasing seasons of new shows once per year. So if Young Royals first premiered in 2021, it's safe to assume that the new season will not be released until sometime in 2022. However, it doesn't seem like Netflix held too much stock in the show, as they only ordered 6 episodes to be created for the first season. For many of their other top-tier series, they always seem to have requested a full-length season, totaling between 10 and 13 episodes. So perhaps Netflix didn't feel like the show would be a great success. Either way, here's to hoping that they bring the series back for another season sometime next year. Thanks for watching, be sure to hit that like button and ring the notification bell for more videos.